This video chart presentation of Max Sound Corp. It's a bulletin board listed company trading under ticker MAXD. This chart caught my eye even though it closed essentially flat on Thursday because it dropped to doji, bouncing right off of the 50-day moving average. Stock price been pulling back from highs at 30 cents a couple weeks ago, and Thursday's candle is a possible reversal candle. So I'll be watching for it on Friday, see if it's going to continue to move off this 50-day and potentially have itself a green day to end the week, which would form a morning star pattern, which is a pretty reliable pattern. So take a quick run through the indicators. Of course, we're going to see some retraces in the indicators. Stock prices slipped from up near 30 cents down to 23.5. What I'm seeing, though, is a nice upward channel in the MACD, signaling a bullish trend. For me, what's important is the MACD holding over top of zero and continue this upward channel it's established over the last 2 months. ADX was getting up a little high, starting to pull back, right around 40 now. What I'll look for is for it to come down a little bit, cool off, then make a reversal and move back upward, with this positive DI coming with it, show that there's still a lot of strength in the upward direction. Money flow index, just now seeing the longer terms break down below 50. Again, that's somewhat to be expected. Stock price has been dropping off. MFI is reflective of current price versus average prices. What I'll be looking for now is for this to move back above 50. I want to see these longer terms hold as close to 50 as possible, and ideally continue to trend above them like through here, because that shows people are paying higher prices for the stock. That's obviously a bullish sign. And I can see the accumulation distributions come down as well. What I like to see in these is things like that. It's starting to move upward, showing that some buying pressure is coming back into the play. That's reiterated by this Chaikin money flow. What's trending in the red says that selling has been outweighing buying for 20-period intervals. But you can see it's moving back towards zero now, which tells me that buying and selling pressure is equalizing. So while that stock price was dropping, you can actually see by looking at the Chaikin money flow that there's been some buying coming back into the play. CCI has reset itself. Full Stow shows the momentum has come out of the play recently. Again, all things to be expected. TRIX is a lagging indicator of trend. Much like the MACD, want to see it hold over top of zero. You can see it's got a strong upward channel. I'm just looking for that to continue and hold its upward ways. RSIs have reset. Right there kind of at that critical point, right around 50 for the longer terms of 14 and 21. When I see them start to flatten out like that, and again, this indecisive candle, those are the type of things that drop hints this chart might be ready to go through another shift and turn back towards the bullish side of things from this retracement. Now, what I'd be looking for in this chart is for stock price to move off of this 50-day. It's a pretty common bounce point, and it's a sign of bullishness if it holds. And I'll be looking for this 50-day to continue to move upward and break through the 200-day. It's referred to as a golden cross. In technical analysis, overall, that's a very bullish sign for the strength of the chart. So that's what I'd be looking for the moving averages down the road. From a support and resistance standpoint, it's a pretty nice support down here at 19 cents. Of course, that's the very bottom. What I'm looking for mainly is to pull some dynamic support off this 50-day. And from a resistance standpoint, I think it's pretty clear right there at 30 cents. I think it'll meet a little bit of dynamic resistance in the middle at the 200-day. Just as the 50-day can often serve as dynamic support, the 200-day can serve as support and resistance as well. And it's always a big deal for the price per share to be holding over top of the 200-day. So expect a little bit of dynamic resistance right there. Because what I think is important is you can see the higher lows that are being established in this chart, possibly identifying 16.5 as a true bottom, and now looking for the upward trend to continue of higher lows and higher highs. Now, real quick, I'll speak a little hypothetically, just to draw that in there and show what a Morningstar doji pattern looks like that I referenced early on. In short, what it is there's a downtrend, and in this case it's a retracement, it's a very short-term downtrend, followed by a doji or a spinning top, which is a candle that shows indecision because the stock price opened and effectively closed at the same price, but intraday there was up and down movement that basically ended in a draw between the bulls and bears. In order for the Morningstar doji pattern to happen, the third-day candle would have to be along those lines to show that the bulls took back control and the stock price closed up. Now, that's a 3-day pattern that still requires confirmation, which means a 4th day would need to come in and the stock price again close higher. That would be considered confirmation of the Morningstar pattern, and technical analysts would expect the stock to continue to move upward from that point forward. So while it might not seem that a flat close on Thursday would matter all that much, you can see because of how it happened bouncing off the 50 and what to look for going forward makes Thursday's trading action a little bit more relevant than at first blush. And those are the type of things that I'd be looking for in the MAXD chart. But as always, it's merely my interpretation. Thank you for watching. Trade smart.